So hello guys and welcome to the model building process of this penguin dataset which we were doing, and this is the third part. So I'll give you a brief introduction of this penguin dataset. We have to predict the species to which the penguin belong, whether it is Edley, Gentoo or Chinstrape, right? So we started with importing the libraries matplotlib, pandas, numpy and seaborn, and we fetched all the dataset of the seaborn, and we have seen some 18 datasets. We loaded the dataset of this penguin, and we have seen that it contains some rows and some columns, that is 344 rows and 7 columns. And this is what we have done. This is done in the first part. In the second part, we have dealt how to deal with the categorical variables, and we have seen that the species, island and sex, these columns have the object or categorical variables, and we have to convert them into numeric before going for model building process or feeding it to the algorithms, because algorithms do not understand the categories or string types, but they understand the numbers. So we have to convert them in some form of number. We had some null values in the dataset. So what we did was we dropped all the null values since it was small. And this was about first video that I'm scrolling this sheet, and this has already been uploaded and you can check on the website also. So this was all data exploration and understanding various plots of seaborn. So if you have not gone, please check it on the website, and I'll provide the link of the first video too. Now we come to the second part, that is dropping the null values and also dealing with the missing values. So what we did was I just created a copy of this, and this was the second part wherein we converted these objects into numeric data type. So what I did was just a quick recap. We use label encoding, map function and one-hot encoding just to understand how these things work, and you can simply go with one-hot encoding for all the variables or label encoding for each variable, but we wanted to understand various methods which are available for us. So just skipping this step, we've converted this like Edley into 0, mapped it, Chinstrap 1 and Gen2 as 2, and I've created a Y object for that. This was not done before, so please make sure that you check the website and get this code so that you will be in line with what I am with what we'll be dealing today. And from the main data set, I have dropped this species column, and this is how now the data looks like. From 7 we've got now just 6. Okay, and the sex column is not yet be transformed, guys. So I'll walk you through this process. And the species column has been dropped. Now you go on to one-hot encoding, wherein we converted this sex column into males and females, and we retained only one column here, right? Okay. Then we perform label encoding on island. So this, according to alphabetical order, the islands were be renamed. Means named as 0, 1 and 2. So Dream was 2, 1 and Bisco was 0 and Torgerson was 2. And then we go on, and this is how it is being encoded, and we found this label encoder from Sklearn library. Now you come to concatenation, because we have to concatenate this male, what we have one-hot encoding, and this island from this label encoding. So what I did was I concatenated this with the pandas method and concatenated the original data frame and the variable se in which we have stored this males. So when you see this data, you will find something like this. Now you notice here that we are getting this variable, this column, as redundant. We already have this male which is in numerical format. We do not want this sex column. So what we do is we drop this column. So you just drop it, df2.drop, that is from this data frame. I have created a copy here, just mention this thing here, that in another variable df2, I have concatenated this thing. You can use df1 also here, no need to make a copy, but it's like a good practice. If something goes wrong, at least you have df1 intact, right? So if like df2.head, if you will see, then you drop this from this df2, and you see here the data frame that the column has been dropped. And now we've got this data types. If you check, we have everything in numeric format, well ready for the algorithm to perform its function on this data set. Okay, so this can be fed or given to the algorithm to train the model. Now what I have, even for y, which I have stored the species here, the target variable, that is it is also in the integer format like 0, 1 and 2, but we have mapped this y. Now in x I have stored this df2, and now I will do a train test split here. So what I did, I just did a random splitting of like 70% training data and 30% test data. And from sklearn.model selection, I've imported train test split. This is how the standard way you write it. And here also x train, x test, y train, and y test. This is how you write it, guys. You cannot follow like x train, y train, x test, y test. The resulting data, the resulting values will differ if you will write in this way. So this is the standard practice. You can just check by print x train, print y train, and you will get the data size, the values in that. Then in that, what I have done, I have splitted this x and y, and the test side is 0.3, that is 33% of my data, and random state is anything you can choose. I have taken 40. You run this, and now I will use Random Forest Classifier. Now this classifier is giving me 100% accuracy, and let's see whether how much right this is. So I tried it number of times, but it is giving me 100% accuracy. So it is like from sklearn.ensemble, I have imported Random Forest Classifier. So make an object for this wherein you store this classifier. RFC is that, and then in model 1 I have fitted this model x train and y train. You fit this model and make prediction on x test. Okay, then you print the accuracy on the training data, and this is like 3 floating variables, 3 up to decimal places, and the format would be rf score x train and y train. This is accuracy on training data, which is 100%, and on test data, x test and y test. So on test data, I am getting the Random Forest Classifier is giving me again test score, it is 100%. Now to check whether this classifier is good or not, we do is from sklearn metric we will use confusion matrix and classification report. So I've used this sklearn.metric. You import classification and confusion matrix. So this confusion matrix is giving me that all the species of penguin are being correctly classified. There are no negative or false cases or which are being predicted by the algorithm. 41 cases are rightly predicted, which belong to Adelie. 23 belong to your Gentoo, and Chinstraight 36 cases. So this is like logically following, all the species are correctly classified. Now classification report also gives me on prediction and y test that all is like perfect, 100% precision, 100% recall, no wrong cases. So this is a very good model. No problem with it. Now to further investigate, what I did was I also did it on k-neighbor classifiers and Gaussian NV I've used, but SVM should not be used here because it is multi-label, and SVM is like I have to improve upon SVM here. So again, create this object model. In that I would append, and I'll use for loop here because just to make things easy. So model.append, here I am what I'm doing is storing this k-neighbors classifier. Now this is what is important because this is what I have imported. I created an object knn for that, and I stored this k-neighbor classifier here. Then in naive bias I have stored this Gaussian NV, and I create an object called SVM wherein I store SVC. Again, I wanted to just check Random Forest Classifier, so again I did this thing. I again appended this here. So now what I do is, now I am doing this k-fold and cross-val score. I'm using these sampling techniques here to understand that is my model overfitting. So I would use these model selection, import k-fold, and from sklearn.model selection I will also import this cross-val score and accuracy score from sklearn.matrices. Okay, so I will evaluate each model. Again, I'll create results and names. I'll create an array for that. Okay, and here the results would be coming. So I'll store this in this empty array from name and model in models. This loop will continue for these names I have given and for models. So now I create this thing that in k fold how many, now I'm specifying the k folds, how many splits and how many random states will it follow. So I'm just giving n split is 10. You can give any n splits, number of n splits, and random state again you can vary. It can be any 10, 20, 2, 4, 5. It depends. N split is 10. I'm giving just 10. This k fold, I think I have made a video for this, and I'll provide it in the end, like how does this k fold really works, and really help you in uh, giving you non-biased results. So now here CV results, in that I will use this cross-val score, in that I will have my model X train, Y train, and CV will be this k fold, right? And the scoring is accuracy. Here you can use different kind of scoring. You can use ROC, you can use F1 score, and different accuracy you can try with here. You can experiment changing the values of n split and random state to see how the results vary. Then results don't append. You append this CV underscore results, and names dot append this name what we have for the model. I want the CV result mean and standard deviation, and you print the message for this. Don't worry about the code, it will be available to you on my website, so don't worry about this, just understand this thing. So when you run this, what you get is that KNN is giving 75% accuracy and 96% is naive bias, SVM is 74, and RFC is 98%. So it has been reduced and giving me 98%. Okay. Now I want to test this on or make prediction on my test data set. This was just on the training data set. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you all about how these models are performing on the test data. So let's check on the RFC, and when I predicted an RFC on the test data set, it is giving me again 100% accuracy. So that means this random forest is really giving me 100% accuracy in my test data and predicting all the cases rightly. And you can see here that the precision recall for all the classes 0, 1, 2, 0, 1 and 2 letter, that is your Edley, Chinstrape and Gen2 species, are just perfect, right? So this is Edley, this is Gen2 and this is this is Chinstrape and this is Gen2, like 0, 1, 2, because we've named these species, right? So we know that. So this is similarly we will make prediction changing this classifier name from above. Just copy paste this and we can just see it here that in NB naive bias, again I have stored this Gaussian NB classifier here. Then you fit this X train, Y train, make prediction and print accuracy, score, classification report and confusion matrix, and this is what you will get. Again NB naive bias is also giving me 100% accuracy, rightly predicting all the classes, all the species of the penguin. So again a naive bias and this thing random forest classifier are good to go classifiers, giving me good accuracy. And what about KNN? So KNN, when you try and fit it, again you just have to change the first line and this KNN in this predictions and fitting. So when you predicted on this Y test, it is giving me 78% accuracy. That means it is not that robust as compared to the above two classifiers, right? And you can see that it is wrongly classifying 2, 1 and here like 7 cases in the case of second species, that is Gen2. It is not classifying all the cases correctly. It is making wrong predictions also. And so we see the classification report showing us the result. The recall is low for 1 and 2 as we can see here, and the precision is right for the first class. So first class has been rightly predicted, but here we see 2 cases which are wrongly predicted, okay, as Gen2, but they happen to be Edley, okay. So this is what the confusion matrix and classification report is for KNN. So we will not go ahead with KNN, but rather we will see that Gaussian NB and random forest classifier are good to go. So this was about model building and predicting about the species of penguin and classifying them. So it's just simple. What you do is you just keep practicing all these things and keep experimenting with n splits, keep experimenting with scoring accuracy. You can change the scoring, change it to F1 ROC and see how does the results vary. I can also use, I've not used SVM because it was not giving me good result and it was not predicting the first class only. It was giving me 0 here. So try predicting it with SVM because support vector machine, I think it is for 2 classes, and here we have got multi-label classification. So now we come to the end of this, and this was the last part of the series. This first 2 part will be provided in the link and also on the website, the GitHub link I will provide for the code if you want to go ahead and see that. And this is how you can just cut, copy, paste and apply it for different models. This is the technique, but just you should know why are we using and what are we using for what. So this k-fold and cross-val score, if you need more detailed description about this, do let me know in the comment section and I'll come up with more videos on that. And rest, let's just stay tuned for this boosting algorithms, XGBoost or AdaBoost. I will be coming up with the practical demo on these boosting algorithms. So thank you guys and stay tuned for next videos. Thanks for watching.